Hello, it's Fire 10 again. And today I'm going to tell you a story from the folk tales of the Amour, how the bear and the chipmunk stopped being friends. Well, first, my other videos, because I have not been getting much views lately, and my cousin Liam said that I'd get more views if I made more videos, so here I am. Anyway, when the Klingon Mountains were still small, when you could still shoot an arrow and hear it fall on the other side of the Klingon, that's when the bear and the chipmunk were friends. A bear and a chipmunk lived together in one lair. They hunted together. They shared everything equally. What the bear would get, the chipmunk would eat. What the chipmunk would get, the bear would eat. They were friends like this for a long time, but as everyone knows, to the envious, such a friendship is like a speck in the eye. They won't rest until I put an end to it. One day the chipmunk came out of his lair. He felt like cracking some nuts. He met a fox who waved her red tail, greeted him, and asked, "How are you doing, neighbor?" The chipmunk told her all about his life with the bear. The fox listened to what the chipmunk said, and it made her envious. The two animals lived together without quarreling. She herself was friends with no one. Because she was crafty and always on the lookout to cheat. She pretended to feel sorry for the chipmunk, and she folded her paws and on her belly and shed a tear. Everybody knows how easy it is to cheat to start crying. How easy it is for a cheat to start crying. She said, "You poor thing. I feel so sorry for you." I can't remember. The chipmunk became anxious. "Why do you feel sorry for me?" "Silly," answered the fox. "Why do you feel sorry for me, neighbor?" "Silly," answered the fox. "The bear takes advantage of you, and you don't even realize it." "What do you mean, takes advantage?" asked the chipmunk. "This is what I mean. When the bear kills an animal, who is the first one to tear it with his teeth?" "Brother Bear," answered the chipmunk. "See, that's how he gets the best piece. You probably haven't seen a good piece of meat in a long time, and all you get is to eat the bear's leftovers. That's why you've never grown big." The fox flirted her tail, wiped her tears, and shook her head. "Well, goodbye," she said finally. "I see you like this kind of life. But if I were you, I would be the first to get my teeth into the meat." And the fox ran off, as though she had business somewhere else, covering her tracks with her tail. The chipmunk looked after her and thought, maybe the fox figured things out right. He thought so hard that he forgot all about the nuts he was going to crack. "Well," he said to himself, "what a cheat the bear has turned out to be, and I trusted him. I even looked up to him as an older brother." A little later, the bear and the chipmunk went hunting. On the way they walked through a raspberry patch. The bear grabbed a raspberry and stem in his paws. Started to eat the berries, and invited his brother to do the same. The chipmunk watched. The fox was right. The bear is the first to taste the berries. The bear caught a gopher and called to the chipmunk. The chipmunk watched. The bear was the first to sink his claws into the gopher. The fox was right. The brothers came on a beehive inside a small oak tree. The bear pushed an oak branch aside, held it out of the way with his paw, and thrust his snout into the hive. He was puffing out his nostrils, smacking his lips, and he called his brother to come taste the honey. And the chipmunk watched. The bear was again the first to take a taste. The fox was right again. The chipmunk became very angry. Well, he thought, I'll teach you. The chipmunk sat on the back of his brother's neck. He couldn't possibly keep up with the bear on his small legs. The bear sniffed out a game. He caught a wild goat. As soon as he was about to grab it with his teeth, the chipmunk jumped between the bear's ears. And he did it so he could sink his teeth into the goat ahead of his brother. Take the best piece for himself and get a little bigger. The bear was startled. Let go of the goat. Let go of the goat, and off it ran. Both brothers were left hungry. They went on. The bear saw a gopher, crept up to it, but the chipmunk jumped between his ears. Again, the bear was startled half to death. Again, the animal got away, and the bear grew angry but said nothing to his brother. They met a young boar. At any other time, the bear would not have started up with a boar, but now hunger made his belly stick to his ribs. He was so angry he went after the boar. He roared so loudly that the boar was frightened and began to back away from the bear. It kept backing away until its tail bumped into a tree. He could move no farther. Then the bear pressed after him, opened his jaws, snapping his teeth as though he would swallow the boar whole. No sooner did he reach the animal than the chipmunk jumped from between his ears onto the boar. He wanted to be the first to have a taste. The bear became furious. To keep the chipmunk from getting underfoot, he struck him so hard with his paw that all 5 claws sank into the chipmunk's back. The chipmunk tore himself away, ripping his hide. The chipmunk tore himself away, ripping his hide from head to tail, howling with pain. He jumped into a tree, then into another, then into still another. He kept jumping from branch to branch to branch until he was out of the bear's sight. The bear finished killing the boar and called to his brother, "Hey, brother, come eat the finished meat." There was no chipmunk. It was as though there had never been one. The bear went home. As he waited for his brother, but he never came. The chipmunk ran away. He lived in the trees for a long time, until the wound on his back healed. Well, the wounds healed all right, but 5 black stripes from the bear's claws remained for the rest of his life. Now the chipmunk won't go near a bear and won't eat meat anymore. If he finds himself near a bear, he angrily throws cedar cones at the bear. And whenever the bear raises his head, the chipmunk runs away, completely out of his sight. That is it, viewers, and I'm afraid I have to go.